Morning, ladies and gentlemen, I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to have a look at this nasty tier 6 Russian tank destroyer, the Su-100Y, the box tank. Yes, it's a box tank because it's called a box tank because it just looks like a big box. Yeah, it's pretty simple. You don't have to be a genius to work that one out. So yeah, the box tank is a pretty good tank, and it's a very fun tank to play. Even better is playing this in a double toon. 2 of these in a platoon is absolutely brutal. Now, this is one of those weird guns that has 2 AP rounds. But the premium AP round has less pen, but it does higher alpha. So let's look at the stats. So the 900 hit points, it's got armor. Now the armor is actually very, very troll on this tank. It doesn't look it because it looks all grey, looks like you can pen it, but the armor is actually very troll, and one of the most annoying armors in tier 6, if I'm honest, like any tank, because I just constantly bounce, and it's very annoying when you come up against an Su-100Y. You shoot it with a big gun and it bounces. You're like, what the hell? What the heck is that? But you can see that frontally it only should have 63 millimeters, which is nothing. 63 all around the tank, which is nothing, but yet it still manages to get some blocked damage. So damage per minute 1,851, and the reload time is 14.9. penetration on your standard AP is 196, and your premium AP is 171, and the HE is 65. Your average damage, you're doing 460 on your standard, and you're doing 530 on your premium. So you just got if you've never played these kind of guns before, you got to remember that, because most people switch to the premium if they can't pen, but the premium does less damage. This one is completely the opposite. Now there are a few tanks like this. You have the Tankenstein, you have the ISU 130. So there are a few tanks like this this gun, which is a little bit different to the rest. What you want to do though is be getting them HE shots out. 600 HE into your enemy, especially in tier 5. That is a brutal blow. Now of course you can run it with calibrated shells, because this tank is not about DPM, it's about that pure alpha of this tank. Now the KV2 was once upon a time the scariest tier 6 out there, but nowadays that's a crap tank. You might as well play the Su-100Y. So yeah, I'd run it with calibrated shells. You will get your HE pen to 272, your AP to 206, and your premium AP, sorry, to 180. So even the 180 should be enough to get through most tanks, and you are doing the higher alpha as well. So the aim time, of course, being the gun it is going to be poor at 4.4, and the dispersion again poor, not that poor, but it's bad at 0.344, and it only has 5 degrees of gun depression, and that for me is the biggest downfall with this tank. It also goes 35 kilometers an hour, which isn't bad for the size of this tank. It really isn't. So we're just going to have a two couple of games here. One is Isaac driving the Su-100Y on mines, and the next game is myself. So of course, because of the bad DPM, the really low DPM, and of course you don't have a turret, it's quite slow, it is a kind of difficult tank to carry in, but what you need to do is you really need to get out that alpha. You have to get out that alpha to help your team. Of course, it's not a frontline tank, so don't try and play it frontline, because you're just going to get wrecked. Even for me, just trying to get the footage, I was playing it frontline and I was just getting ripped apart. So yeah, don't play it frontline, play it like sort of the support. Of course you can sit at the back of the map and farm. Of course that will, as long as you help your team do the damage, then they should be able to pick up the rest. Now as you can see, like, I mean, tier 5s, wow, that was a nice shot, Isaac. Well played. That completely destroyed that fence. Well played, that stupid wooden fence there. So yeah, I mean, the M6 here, 1100 hit points. You do a nasty AP shot into that's almost taken half of his hit points in one shot. So it's only going to take roughly 2-3 shots to clear one of those tanks. And of course you've got the STRV there, only 600 hit points. So if you can get an AP shot into him, he's already down to around 100 hit points after one shot. So yeah, you have to aim, you have to get out your shots. Now do pay attention as well, because if you are coming up against tanks with less than 400 hit points, make sure you're not using the premium ammunition. Make sure you only have the normal ammo left, because you will have more pen, and you don't want to be using your premium ammo. One, it's going to cost more money, and two, you're more likely to bounce using that premium ammo. Only try and use the premium ammo if they have more than sort of around 500 hit points or more. Any less than that, or say anything less than 400, just switch to the normal ammo, the normal AP, and you should be all right. But don't forget, it does have high HE damage as well. So just like I say in the higher tier games like the Death Stars, if you do come up against a tank with low hit points, like less than say 200, just splash HE in his face and it should be enough to kill. So only 1200 damage so far, 3 kills, but he is a 1 versus 3. Not looking good for him, but he is in the corner. Now if these guys push together, no chance for the SU, because he has a 14-second reload. Now the STRV got pretty greedy, impatient, and he pays the price. So that is now 4 kills, 1600 damage for our man Isaac. Now when a T30 comes at the side of you, you should not be winning this battle. He just sits there like, hello, what are you doing? And he just gets wrecked. He gets absolutely wrecked. So it's now a 1 versus 1. An M6 isn't the easiest of tanks to come up against. Really, frontally, it's got good armor. So now, being only 179 hit points, you want to be loading the normal ammo, the normal AP, because you want to guarantee the pen. Or you could risk it and load up the HE. It might be enough, but again, when it's sort of around 200 hit points, it is a big risk using HE against a heavily armored tank, because it could backfire and it could only do 50 damage, or it could only do 20 damage. I've seen it happen, and it's frustrating. Even in a Death Star, I've shot someone with HE, a big heavy tank, and I've only done 1 damage. Yeah, it's very frustrating. So yeah, if you want to risk it, use the HE, and at least then you don't have to see all the tank. You can shoot in front of the tank, and it might be enough to splash the damage into him. So 2,100 damage from our guy Isaac, 5 kills, and it's obviously timed running out. I love the fact that he is being patient there, but look at that gun depression. Oh, so bad, so bad. 5 degrees is not good. I would absolutely love this tank even more if it had more gun depression. Gun depression equals fun depression. That's what we've always said, and I got that from my man Skate Extreme. He used to always say it, and it stuck by me, because gun depression is fun, and you can have a lot of fun when you have a tank with gun depression. No gun depression, yeah, it's not as fun, especially when you are in a situation like that. He could have lost this game because of that shot. If the M6 would have just pushed when he got that bounce, because he only got the bounce on the top of the turret, so he did get lucky. But yeah, the M6 is now just trying to push, and yeah, he gets wrecked. So GG from our man Isaac. Nice win there. Nice 1 versus 4, 2,300 damage, and he gets himself 6 kills and a well-deserved clobbered off. So next up, we're going to watch myself. Yes, we're going to watch myself, because I had a pretty solid game, and this isn't me playing sort of safe. This is me trying to play sort of front line, if you like. So I'm looking at the lineup here. I'm looking at the enemy, and they've got 3 mediums. We only have 2 mediums, so I don't really want to go C. I want to go A. You can see me looking around. I want to go A, and I want my heavies to at least come with me, and maybe even my mediums to come this way, because I don't want to get overrun on the left side of the map, especially if their mediums do go that way. And if the 3 mediums go that way, then the tank destroyers and maybe the heavies might go that way as well. So I'm going to push towards base B, and maybe we will spot something towards base A. You can see my team coming with me. The mediums, of course, are heading towards that way. We have an AFK 100 SUY as well. So I'm looking at base A. You can see me looking around, seeing if any tank is spotted. Now, I do spot the bush there. The bush just drops down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of a blind fire there, just in case there is a tank that is sat in that bush. Now, as you know, if anyone watches my streams, I am the king of blind shots. I really am. I blind shot almost every single stream. No one in this world blind shots more than I do. But yeah, that doesn't work out for me because I completely missed that first shot. So as you can see, we can bounce. We just bounced all that damage, 680 damage. We would have been a one shot by now, but no, we bounced the SU-100Y and the Barken. And this is what I'm saying, the armor is very, very troll indeed. And it's very annoying when you come up against this kind of armor. Now I can't quite see where they hit me. At the bottom there, you can see in the middle. But yeah, we managed to get the bounces. So this tank doesn't have many hit points, and you have to remember that. It doesn't have too many hit points, only 900. So compared that to this Barken here with 1200, that is a lot lower. So yeah, it doesn't have too many hit points. So I'm not looking at capping the base at the minute. We're winning on supremacy points, and I want to go and help my SU-100Y who's there, because there is a lot of tanks around this side of the map, and the M4 Sherman there is looking mighty fine and mighty juicy. But look, I have to literally extend my tank all the way around, all the way down to even get that shot. But I got the shot, and all of a sudden that M4 Sherman is now a one shot. So we've got 840 blocked damage. We've only got 574 HP left, so we would have been dead if we wouldn't have blocked all them shots. And again, we're going to get a nice shot, low shot actually, into that T-34-85. And now I am getting shot from this T1 Heavy, so I'm pretty low hit points at the minute. It's a 4 versus 2. I'm not taking anything for granted, because the T1 Heavy is the best tier 5, and the AC Sentinel there is also a full hit point. So I'm just going to sit back at the minute. I do get a nice roll into that T1 Heavy, but I do get shot from that Sentinel. So now it is a 4 versus 1. I'm just going to let my STRV push, I'm going to let the Eraser push, and I'm just going to sit back, and hopefully I'll be able to get at least one more shot into this AC Sentinel. So as he goes, we do manage to get a nice roll there to bring him now down to only 200 hit points. So we're winning on supremacy points, we're winning on base, we're winning on everything basically, and the AC Sentinel isn't going to last too much longer. So 840 block damage, we get ourselves 2 kills, and we do end on 3,000 damage ourselves. So that's not bad for a tier 6 game, and I wasn't camping. I don't really like camping, and if I would have camped that game, I don't think it would have gone as good as it did. But it's definitely a tank worth thinking about buying. When it does come for sale, of course, it is very cheap. It's kind of like 1,500 to 3k gold, depends on if there's an offer. So yeah, a very good tank to have in your garage. Also, you could normally sometimes win this tank in the free daily or weekly crates that you get as well. But if you don't own the tank and you've got a spare couple of k gold in your account, then of course buy the tank, because it is a fun tank, and especially when you roll out with a friend on voice, doubling these up, because it is such a fun tank to play when there is 2 of them and when there's you and a friend together. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm meadsyreplays, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye. With